Hello, and welcome to new update from the market's middleman. I've been away for a while. I felt like taking a space from creating something on YouTube because I was thinking of the next update and I want something really meaningful, a little bit away from the technical. So I was trading and doing the daily updates in the community, but I just took a little bit of a break from YouTube. And I thought of sharing some realizations as well as my performance review for quarter one and quarter two during 2026 because I think that it is as important as sharing some technical insight, if not even more important than the technicals itself. So, with that being said, I hope you really enjoy this recap and you take something really meaningful to integrate in your mindset, psychology, and performance into your trading activity. So, from performance wise, let's review my performance for quarter one. I had 40 Ps, which is 21% of the total trades. I have 19 trades, 4 of them are take profits. I had 10 losses and 5 break evens. In quarter two, I had 27 trades, much more trades. I had 10 take profits, I had 13 stop losses, and I had 4 break evens. So when I set them in a table, I see that I had 42% more trades in quarter two. I had 15.9% a better win ratio, and I had less minus 4.5% in my loss rate. So my loss rate decreased, knowing that I took even more trades. So the error trades had decreased drastically, and the break even is less due to more solid and refined rules. So this is just like the percentage change overall in quarter one and quarter two. So the progress that happened is that the win rate increased from 21% to 37%. So with a risk to reward between 2.5 to 3, that's actually profitable. If you compare this to the risk to reward, because the win rate and the risk to reward is highly connected to each other. So the loss rate decreased despite taking more trades. So from 27 trades, I had 48% loss. Instead of from 19 trades, I have 52.6. And the break-even trades became less frequent because I had less interference with the trades, and the trade quality improved through better execution due to some edge refinement, entry modules, and so on, respecting the higher time frames, which we will talk about very soon. So beyond the numbers, I see that, or I actually saw within the review that the strategy remained fundamentally the same throughout both quarters. The greatest improvements, however, came from execution and not from changing the system. And this is something very important because when you stick to one system, it's better that you just close your eyes, close your ears to any other strategy or system or social media or following a lot of Telegram channels and so on, because this is gonna create more chaos for you. Once you have something that is working good for you, you're confident in applying it, just stick to it. Okay, you can refine and improve your strategy step by step, yes, but what's most important is to stick to one system at a time. So every trade was reviewed, journaled, and refined. And the objective was never to increase the win rate rather than to improve the quality of every decision. And this will influence itself automatically. So trading performance is an output, decision quality is the input. And this is a very important point. So I had some common mistakes throughout those two quarters. I struggled with those mistakes a lot during the past 2 years of trading, but I think this year they still showed up, honestly, but with less frequency and less spiraling, and I was able to get back on the track faster than before. So every time I made a mistake last year, it took me a few weeks until I recovered. Sometimes it took me a month until I gained back my mindset. But this year, I think I was more solid and getting back into my flow. So the most common mistakes, and actually every mistake revealed an area of refinement. And the most reoccurring patterns were predicting instead of waiting, entering before confirmation, trading against the higher time frame bias, ignoring market context, managing trades outside predefined rules, allowing lifestyle and consistency to affect execution, and trying to control the market instead of observing it, and acting from interference instead of clarity. Like, really, every mistake of this, I would love to talk for hours about this. And I hope that during the next half of the year, I will be going deeper into each and every mistake, because every mistake reveals something about ourselves, something that we have already accepted and moved on within our identity, or something that we hadn't worked enough on it, so it's still showing up. Maybe not in trading, maybe in your relationship, maybe in your business, maybe in other area. But in trading, it's the battlefield that um, extract all of the issues that you have within yourself, not for punishment, but for refinement. So you can be aware of those mistakes that are reoccurring, and you can actually work on them. So, yes, I'm thankful that I had like one of each of those mistakes. So, unlike last year where I had tons of same mistake all over again, especially in the first half of 2025. So the encouraging part is that none of these required a new strategy. They required a better operator, just the trader. When you are aware, still present, this is what Mark Douglas spoke about, which is the zone. When you are really in your zone, the operator just acts with confidence, with precision, and eliminate all of those mistakes. So back to the numbers, if you see those losses, half of them, okay, are the normal losses, are the edge loss, are the probability loss. You made everything, you picked an A plus setup, and the trade was just a stop loss, and that's totally fine. I accept this. But within reviewing your losses, you will find a percentage of an error loss. An error loss is always going to be connected to one of those mistakes. So if you work on eliminating those mistakes before you improve anything in your strategy, you'll be doing good, and you'll see a lot of improvements by the time you're just operating with the flow again. So those were my common mistakes. I hope that I'll be able to make more reviews about each and every mistake, how it occurred, which trade specifically, and what does it mean psychologically for us. So moving forward from those mistakes, I had a lot of lessons that emerged. So the technical lessons was that I have to always respect the higher time frame, and I always stick to the higher time frame first. But at some point, I changed my mind when I shouldn't. So, and this all get back to you being very prepared before actually the market opens. So respecting the higher time frame narratives, waiting for confirmation before committing to avoid predicting. Let price reveal its intention before acting. So here's where you have to be patient. Better opportunities appear when prediction disappears. So think about it for a second. Your best trades was always those trades that you haven't thought about it. It's just too obvious that this is the trade, this is the A plus setup trade that I'm about to execute right now. And most of the stop losses were the trades where you had some confusion. You lacked a little bit of trust. The narrative wasn't yet clear. And when you feel that you're forcing yourself to take this trade, know that this trade is not complete yet. And price didn't tell you or haven't told you the full story yet. So this is really important. Now, the execution lesson was better entries are more valuable than more trades. And in trading, it's known and it's obvious that less is more. This is why a lot of people struggle in trading, because they think that they have to take a lot of trades per week or per day just to be profitable. But if you have an edge that gives you between 8 to 10 trades a month, a win rate between 50, 40, 50, 60% within this range, and a risk to reward between 2, 2.5 up to 3 odd, you're going to be profitable as a trader overall. So this gets back the average of 1 or 2 trades a week, which is going to be more than enough for you to be profitable. When you have this mindset, when you look into the overall structure, it becomes simpler for you to wait for the setup to just mature enough so you can execute. Trade management follows predefined rules, not emotions. So a lot of time I catch myself just trailing break even before it's time to trail break even. Why? Because I'm avoiding the loss. I want to avoid feeling down because I was wrong or anything like that. So I made sure this year to work a lot on my mindset and my emotions before and after executing the trade. And there's a lot to talk about in terms of managing your trades. So yeah, consistency is simply repeating the same high-level quality process. So if you realize I when I look into the take profits, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. Respecting the higher time frame, waiting for confirmation, clear narrative, clear area of interest, and clear draw on liquidity. So they all have the same exact thing in common. So this is what I mean by consistency is simply repeating the same high quality process. So this is also the key points when it comes to the execution. Now, the psychology and the lessons I had from the psychological part is that I have to always trust the process more than individual outcomes. And mistakes are feedback, not a failure. So don't attach a stop loss or like a drawdown period in failure. In fact, each time I had a drawdown, which I experienced through last couple of trades from May, June was a negative month for me, but overall I finished the quarter positive. So I didn't let this small period to make me feel down. Okay, I took a little bit of space because it's summer and I want to enjoy my life at some point, so I'm working less right now, but that doesn't mean it was because of the drawdown I had. It's just simply the probability has to at some point pass through the drawdown. Now I want to make sure that it doesn't happen often and I don't spiral and I don't let this affect me throughout the next month and the next quarter. But mistakes are just feedback. And one thing I wanted to add is that every time I had like some consecutive losses, I always catched myself, refined, updated, and just moved on with beautiful lessons. And each time, even though you repeat the mistake sometimes twice or repeat the same mistake again and again, I think each time it's actually revealing something different. It depends on what you're passing through, it depends on the pattern that you had and the situation that you are in right now. So, self-trust compounds through disciplined execution. Emotional neutrality creates better decision. The market tests patience before rewarding conviction. Wow, what beautiful notes, honestly. This is really the main part of you being a trader, right? You have to trust yourself, and the more trust you have in yourself, you compound your results. And through discipline, consistency, persistence, showing up every day, this will just keep on compounding. And this is how much emotional neutrality is important because if you are angry, you are gonna perceive differently than when you are calm, right? Same if someone had triggered you when you're already angry, you'll be much more angry. But when you are calm and someone triggered you or a situation, you will react to it in a different way. And same in trading. When you're overwhelmed, confused, maybe thinking about something outside of trading, you will actually be influenced by this state when you come into the charts. And it will definitely affect your perception. So, and the last point that the market tests patience before rewarding conviction, it's amazing because it shows us how patience is important in trading. First, patient to actually execute on a trade and being patient enough to let this trade unfolds without interference and without the need to control it. So, last part from the biggest lesson is the lifestyle. And again, like I can talk for hours about each and every section, but just to make this simple, effective, and I can extend my talks about this throughout this year, I'll just highlight the importance of the lifestyle and the quality of life determines the quality of execution. Sleep, training, presence, discipline, all of those improve the perception. When your mind is sharp, you're sitting on the charts with sharpness, alertness, ready. Your body is fulfilled, energetic. Your mind is clear. There's some peace inside of you. Only then you can actually be consistent in trading, and it will definitely influence your decision making. So protect the operator before protecting the trade. This is something very important. The operator, which is you, the one who is behind the screen of the charts. A clear mind sees what a distracted mind cannot. So this sums up everything. And due to the lifestyle, it influences the clarity of your mind and automatically influence your trading results. So moving forward, the biggest shift is that last year I believed consistency came from finding a better strategy. I was convinced with my strategy enough, and especially next half of 2025, I was really convinced that I have a good edge, something that is really consistent, something that I can depend on month in and month out. Um, but I just wanted to refine my entry method, refine my rules a little bit, but all within the same strategy. But this year, I learned consistency comes from becoming a better operator. So I reached a situation where, okay, I have the edge. It's proven already. It's consistent. It's frequent enough. It's profitable. So what is the thing that I still have to upgrade right now? And here is why I'm sharing all of those lessons, because at some point you realize it's outside of trading right now. All of the refinement, all of the growth, all of the efforts that you have to put is outside the charts. So you've got it, you've got the edge, you've got the system. Right now, it's time to work on the operator. So the edge was never the limitation, the person expressing it was, which is the human side of us, which we have to accept because we're not robots, at least not yet. So we have to accept this part of us that it's not going to be perfect, but we have to reduce the human errors as much as we can in order for us to maintain the flow and still be profitable in this business, which is based off of the emotions and all of those stuff that we are sharing. So trading became less about finding opportunities and more about becoming the person capable of executing them consistently. And that realization changed everything for real. So I'd like to share some gratitude that I'm grateful first before those points. I'm grateful for my team, the people behind me that are supporting me day in and day out, the community, um, those people that are sharing, they're trying their best to grow in trading, learn new stuff, showing up every single day. Yes, it can become challenging at some point. Yes, some people take some break, finish their stuff, but at the end, um, everyone knows whether this business is still for him or not. At least each and every time you take a pause and you reflect on your journey and you see whether you're learning new stuff. As long as you are learning, still refining, still testing, still have this inner drive for this business and knowing what's happening around us, it's worth to keep on trying. So I'm grateful for my people, my team, my partners, and my community for all of the progress that we had done so far and the challenges that we face and still face from time to time. So I'm grateful for every experience this journey has given me. The winning periods taught me confidence. The difficult periods taught me awareness. Every setback became another opportunity to refine my perception, same as what I'm doing right now. Every challenge strengthened discipline. Every lesson became part of the foundation I continue to build. So, with that being said, moving forward, the objective is no longer to chase bigger results. The objective is to become increasingly aligned with the process that naturally creates them. Going forward, I remain committed to better decisions, better execution, better health, better discipline, better leadership, and better presence. Not because I lack these qualities, but because they are the natural expression of the trader I am becoming. So, my final reflection is the following: trading has taught me that the market was never my greatest opponent. My greatest challenge has always been reducing the distance between what I know and how I consistently express it. The first half of 2026 was not simply about improving performance, it was about refining perception, strengthening discipline, deepening self trust, and building a life that supports consistent execution. Every day, every mistake, every breakthrough, and every moment of patience became part of that evolution. This is not the finish line, it is another milestone in a journey that continues to unfold. The market will always offer another opportunity. My responsibility is simply to show up each day with clarity, patience, discipline, and trust. The evolution of a professional trader is not measured by profits alone. It is measured by the quality of the person making the decisions. If you made it that far, I really thank you a lot for giving the time to watch this. But this is my humble experience and journey going forward. I have a lot of ideas for the next half of this year. I'm always trying to improve the quality of my content, the things that I want to add, and I feel that is just the beginning. We catch up in the next update. Hopefully, I will make a new technical update before this week because I think the market is gonna deliver something interesting. And with that being said, I really thank you again for showing up, staying for that long, and I catch you in the next update. Cheers.